Yes, my people. Kenneth Okonkwo don come out. He don't finish lamidi apapa. The Labour Party factional chairman, lamidi apapa. Kenneth Okonkwo don't finish him. He say apapa is a politician of convenience, not a politician of convictions. He say he's a politician of fortunate, not a politician of fortitude. Guys, not be only my mouth now I hear this grammar. Listen to Kenneth Okonkwo. I will see you again for the next post.
Nonsense to be calling lamidi apapa's political gerrymandering, to be calling them a faction in Labour Party. Please, they are political clowns, not worthy to be mentioned with regard to Labour Party. They are politicians of convenience.
Mr. Okonkwo, I'd like us to measure our words. Mr. Okonkwo, please, let's measure the words and speak to the issues. I mean, describing someone as a clown.
Good.
It might insult their sensibility. So let's speak to the issues, since they're not here to defend themselves.
That's what I'm saying. They are politicians of convenience and politicians of fortune. They are not politicians of conviction. They are not politicians of fortitude. I'm here to tell you that you should not ever call them a faction of Labour Party. There is no crisis in Labour Party. And I refer you to the Labour Party Constitution. Article 13, 1B, IV, says it is only the National Convention that can elect or remove the national officers. And then Article 13, 2B, XVI and XVII, he said it is only the NEC that can replace the vacancy in any national office. And it is only the NEC that can discipline any national officer. So please, these people you're calling that they are a faction of Labour Party, who brought them in as leaders of the national, as the national officers of Labour Party? Please, they are not in any way any Labour Party national officers. Having said that, you rightly pointed out that there were two orders of courts of coordinate jurisdiction. One from Edo, where the main issue started from, and which the Supreme Court has settled in Suleiman and APC. And I'm talking about 2023, 5 NWLR, and I'm talking about Part 1877. The Supreme Court made it clear that it is only the court from where the cause of action arose that has jurisdiction to talk about any issue. And that court is located in Edo State. And the court has given an order restraining anybody from restraining the national officers of Labour Party from doing their duties. So the ex parte order by the courts in the Federal Capital Territory, which lacks jurisdiction to entertain it, is null and void.
All right, Mr. Okonkwo, for the benefit of our viewers, let us show that court, the court ruling from Benin City first, and see who the court was speaking to and what the court asked for. If we could just pull that up, the court. So that's what the court said, the final ruling from the Benin City High Court, saying that I hereby make an order of interim injunction restraining the first and second defendants. By the way, the first and second defendants in this case, the Ward 3 chairman, that's Thompson Ehigwese and Lucky Shoaibu, essentially. Those are the first and second defendants, and those are the ones that the judge was speaking to. So it says, from submitting and or transmitting the purported notice of suspension signed by Ward 3 executive of Labour Party to the third defendant for deliberation. The third defendant is Labour Party. So when you say that the court in Benin restricts even the national officers, at what point or which part of this order does that reflect, or is that reflected, rather?
No. I said the court in the Federal Capital Territory is the one that restrained or purportedly restrained the national officers from acting. The court in Benin City restrained the defendants, that's those people who purportedly suspended the national officers, from doing anything with that illegal suspension. Meaning
this is Mr. Okonkwo, pardon me. Please, let's go through the Abuja one now, just so we know, because the Abuja case does not refer to the ward at all. In fact, you can see the defendants, Mr. Abure and others. And the order from the court, if we just go to the lower part, essentially says that the first to the fourth defendant, that's from Mr. Abure to Mr. Ojukwu, that their agents, previous servants, employees, and representatives whatsoever described are actually restricted from or restrained from parading themselves as a national chairman, national secretary, and all. And then he goes on to say an order is granted abridging the time. So it does not speak to the word which the case in Benin is about. So to that extent, aren't they different?
Good. That is why I'm telling you. That is why that order is flawed completely. Having read that order, what have you made out of that order? Nothing. The order is flawed. First of all,
are you describing the order of a court as flawed? That's the order of a court.
Oh, yes. So, yes, you have the right to criticize the ruling of a court. That ruling ought not to have been in the first place. By the law, the law says it clearly. You cannot use ex parte order. You cannot use it to affect the interest of an adverse party that you have not heard from. What that order did, ex parte order is meant to be a shield to protect a claimant from irreparable damage that will occur to him before the other party is heard. You cannot use ex parte motion and ex parte order to affect the interest of another party that you have not heard from. That is against the Constitution, Section 36, Section 1, and Section 36, subsection 5. You cannot affect the rights of any Nigerian without first of all hearing from him. That is against natural justice, equity, and good conscience.
Right, Mr. Okonkwo, as we wind down,
the Supreme Court has already condemned.
Right. So is that why Mr. Abure is remaining as the national chairman in disobedience of that court order? So he would rather disobey the court order rather than go to court to withdraw that order?
Oh, sorry. Mr. Abure and Labour Party is a law-abiding party, despite the fact that that order is completely flawed because it is an abuse of ex parte order. So the Labour Party, Abure, is restrained. He's not doing anything now. Pending the determination, the court is going to rule on jurisdiction.
But the one from Benin City, isn't it an ex parte order as well? The one from Benin City is also an ex parte order. So what's different?
No, like I said, you use the ex parte order to restrain people from doing damage to your rights. That is what Julius Abure did in the Benin High Court that has jurisdiction over it. But the Abuja High Court, they used ex parte order to behead a human being in Nigeria. A political party is a human being recognized by law.
Well, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo,
an ex parte order.
I mean, you're a legal practitioner, so I imagine that you,
yes,
at least you hold the court in high esteem, but we're totally out of time. We wish we had more time for this. But we'd like to thank you so much, Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo, who is a lawyer and spokesperson, Labour Party Obidati Presidential Campaign Council. He's also a columnist, by the way. Thank you so much for your time.